Hi crocheters of the world, in this tutorial I want to show you how to crochet this beautiful bag that I designed time ago, really a lot of time ago. It's three or 4 years ago, and now I decided to remake it, but with the cotton yarn. So for this bag I worked it in with the medium worsted weight acrylic yarn in 3 colors, and I used, so for the bottom side part, actually I used the same method as for the classic barrette. It's I will let you the link in the info card. So on the right side corner up you will have the I from the info card. You just have to click on it and you will have all the tutorials that I am talking about in this one, okay, because I used some of my tutorials for this bag. I don't want to repeat them in this tutorial. So in this tutorial only I want to show you how I make it and how to put together the parts actually, and more of the pattern you will be able to make it watching other 2 of my tutorials. So this one is the barrette with the single crochet, so it's really easy. And the second part is the crocodile stitch. Here I worked in crocodile stitch scale, and but now for this bag I wanted just to change something, and just because I don't know, this is my, let's say, it's my problem. I cannot repeat something. I cannot repeat a pattern that I designed. So I design it and that's it. So I have to create something or to put something new on one of my patterns, my old patterns, if I want to remake them. That's me, so what can I say? But there are not very much modifies here. Okay, just a few. Now for the crocodile stitch band I use the crocodile stitch aligned, so you have the tutorial of it, there is no problem. And I use the same crocodile stitch aligned for the for this. Here I make actually something like single crochet. It was really hard to finish it. The handle really hard to finish it because I worked 6 single crochets and in round, and then I went on for the all of the length that I need. And it was really hard to finish it. So if you want, you can make it like this. Yes, it's nice, I can say, but if you don't want, you can use this kind of handle, and this is the handle that I will use for this new bag. Okay, for the remake of this bag. Okay, so let me show you what I have so far. There are 2 parts, as I said, that are already ready. And this is the first part, is the bottom part of our bag. And I began with 6 single crochets. Just watch the tutorial that you find into the info card on the right side, on this video, on the right side up. You find a E and a I, and just click on it and you will have the tutorial, the link of the tutorial. Okay, so single crochet with 6, then with the then 12 and so on. I increased in each of my rounds by 6. And okay, I can show you a little bit. I know you will recognize this method of mine. So this is it. Okay, I know that I used it in so many tutorials of mine. So I began with 6, then 12, which means that I worked in each of my 6 an increase into the second round. That then into the third round I work 1 plus 1 increase, which means 18 stitches at the end, and then so on. 2 stitches plus 1 increase, 24, and then 3 stitches plus 1 increase, which is 30. So as you can see, I always increased 6 by 6 stitches. So 18 plus 6, 24, 24 plus 6, 30, 30 plus 6, 36, and so on. Okay, so this is how I worked it. And I went on like this. I went on like this for a total of 102. Actually, it's here 96 and 102. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit. So I went on for 17 rounds, which means 102 stitches. And then I worked 3 rounds with the same, maintaining the same number of stitches, which is 102. Okay, for my 4th round, I decreased 12 randomly. So randomly, actually, I decreased 12, which means I was again, at the end of this decreasing round, I was again at 90 stitches. And then I worked 3 more rounds with 90 stitches. Hope it is clear, because it's really easy. Okay, so I went on like this until I reached 102 stitches in my 17th round. Then I went on with 3 rounds working the same number of stitches, so I stopped increasing and I went on with 102 for 3 rounds. Into my 4th round, I decreased 12 randomly. So actually randomly. This means that from 102 stitches, I was again at 90 stitches. And then I worked 3 more rounds with 90 stitches. And this is what I have. Now, I am working, and I worked all the project with a 4.5 millimeters hook and a cotton yarn, which is the Miami from the Red Heart yarn, cotton yarn, which is this one, put into strands. So 2 strands of yarn like this, 2, because I wanted really nice shaped. Okay, and I thought with just one was not very nice and shaped. For this one, as you can see, I worked it with the acrylic yarn, and is more soft, let's say. Okay, this is the difference. You can work it with any kind of yarn that goes with 4.5 millimeters hook, which means that must be a medium thickness of yarn. Okay, cotton, acrylic, or any kind of yarn. Now, it's not a very large bag. I just want to measure it for you. So the diameter of mine is, yes, 17 centimeters. Okay, I can say 18 centimeters. Okay, now, and this is the bottom part. Okay, now I will put it here, and I will show you the band, the crocodile stitch band that I worked and the crocodile stitch aligned. So I put 18 plus 5, so 13, actually, yes, 13, 18 plus 5, so 20, 23 chains to begin for 3 petals here. It's exactly the same that I showed you in the tutorial of the crocodile stitch scale. Okay, not scale, sorry, align, sorry. So it's exactly the same thing. You will just have to work 30 rows of it, 30. Okay, and now I will say to you, I will explain to you why 30. Because on this side we have the double crochet. Okay, here you can see, of course, the double crochet, and on one side and on the other side. Okay, on both sides we will work 3 single crochet around each double crochet, which means that we will have all around 90 single crochets. Why? Because we want to sew it here on the bottom part. Okay, so from until I go on, hope that it's all clear, because it's really easy. So these are the 2 parts that you have to work for the bag. Actually, there is one more, but this is really easy, the handle. If you don't want to work it as I showed you before with the 6 single crochet in round, you can work it like this. And this is again the aligned crocodile stitch worked with just 1 petal, and I will show you briefly how to work it. Just to be sure that it's all clear. And then we can put together the parts to obtain the bag. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 5, because we need only 6, only one group of 6. We know that it is multiple of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 11 chains. Now yarn over, count 8 chains from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into the 8th stitch, chain stitch. Yes, insert your hook and work 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And this is my pair where I have to work my petal. Now chain 1, skip 2 chains, and into the last work 1 double crochet. So that's it. From here I'm sure that if you watch the tutorial of the crocodile stitch align, you will understand all. So we work only 1 petal because we have only 1 pair of double crochet. Sorry about my voice, I've got the flu. I don't know where and how, but it's here with me, so what can I say? Okay, now this is the bottom part and this is the band. And let's be the stripe, let's say. For the stripe, when you finish it, just cut a longer piece of tail. Leave a longer piece of tail because we want to sew these 2 parts together, of course on the wrong side. And we have here the chains, the beginning chains, and here we have the stitches. Okay, so we will actually sew here. We will put it like this and sew it nice and tight. And we will have a perfect line here. So on the front side will be all just perfect, as if worked together the piece. Okay, so let me sew it here and I will be back to show you what's next. So I already finished. As you can see, it's just perfect. No one will see it, this part. Just try to go on. Okay, now this is the first, this is the first here, so oops, I want to be here to the first one here and first one here. Okay, now it's perfect, and I have here the tail of the beginning chain, and I just want to make it nice and tight knot. Okay, and now can you see it's just perfect? No one knows that this was sewn and is not just made like this. Okay, now what we want to do now, it's really easy. We take our yarn and we slip knot, and we begin, as I said before, to work. Now this is my first double crochet here. I will work the tails too. I insert the hook around the post of the first double crochet, with the wrong side of course facing me, and slip stitch to join, chain 1, and now let us begin our single crochets here. Sorry, I just want to pull these tails, but I don't know why they don't want to. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. Now skip around the next post of the next double crochet and work exactly the same thing. 3 single crochets. I don't know if you can see, but I can show you better. So it's like this. Here it is. Now 3 3 3 3 all around for 30 rounds, because 30 rows that we have here. Around each of our 30 posts, double crochet post, we just go on and work our 3 single crochets. Now I will work like this all around this side. I will cut the yarn and work the same thing all around the other side here, around the chain 3, because here we have our chain 3, all chain 3. Okay, so I will work around this chain 3, my 3 single crochet all around per 30. Okay, 30 rows, so we have 30 double crochets or chain 3 because it's the beginning part. And don't cut the yarn. So when you finish the second side, don't cut the yarn. So I finished the upper part of the bag. This is actually the upper part of the bag, and of course the part that I will join together with the bottom part. Here, as I showed you before, I began from the inside to work, and here I began from the outside actually to work around my double crochets, but it's okay. Now I slip stitched into the first single crochet. Now I just want to chain 1 and turn, and I will work 3 more rounds of single crochet. So insert the hook into the very next and work a single crochet into each of your 90 single crochets, and for 2 more times the same thing. Turn after each slip stitch, so to begin another round. You work in rounds as if were rows. Okay, so we turn and we work. turn and work, that's all. Slip stitch and turn. So I finished my three rounds with the single crochet, and I went on as I explained it before. So I turned after each round, and now I want to work just like this. Chain 3 and 2 more. The first chain 3 stands for my, here I am. The first chain 3 stands for my first DC, double crochet, and the chain 2 for the chain 2 space. Now skip 2 single crochets and work 1 double crochet and a chain 2. And again skip 2 and into the third work double crochet and chain 2. Yarn over, skip 2 single crochets, into the third work 1 double crochet and chain 2. And this is what we will have all around. We will have actually 30 double crochets all around with a chain 2 space, with 30 chain 2 spaces in between. And this will be the, of course, the round where we will put the drawstring. And chain 2, skip 2 chains, 2 single crochets, and into the third work your double crochet. Now go on first like this, and there will be just one more round to finish the upper part of the bag, and then I will show you how to join the bottom side. I finished this part 2, this round 2, and I just chained 2 for the last stitch and skip the last 2 single crochets and insert the hook into the third chain of the beginning chain 5 and slip stitch to join. Now it's really beautiful, this cotton yarn, and gives a nice and fancy look at our bag. Worked in 2, it's really nice. Okay, now we will just want to insert the hook into the, skip directly into the chain 2 space, and we work 3 single crochets and skip into the next, and skip into the next, and work 3 single crochets. And we want to continue on like this till the end of this round. Now if you want to, you can put a crab stitch or reverse single crochet round, and I will show you how, just because we want something really nice. So chain 3 actually into three single crochets actually into each of our chain 2 space. So skip into each of our chain 2 space and 3 single crochets all around. Okay, and now if you want, you can work the crab stitch or the reverse single crochet round as the last round, or you can just cut the yarn and leave it as it is. Now I will work the crab stitch or reverse single crochet as the last round, so I will show you how. Chain 1, and because it's reverse single crochet, we will not work into this direction, so through the left side, but through the right side. So insert the hook into the very first single crochet like this. Now pull the yarn through it, and we have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, and again insert the hook into the second single crochet, pull the yarn through it, 2 loops on the hook, and pull through all 2 loops, and again into the third single crochet, pull the yarn through it. Oops, this is not good. Okay, so again insert the hook into the third, pull the yarn through it and work the single crochet. Insert the hook into the next, pull the yarn, and it's a little bit strange because it's reverse single crochet, so we are usually working through the left and now we are working through the right side, so it's really strange. So insert the hook, pull the yarn, and yarn over, pull through 2, and insert the hook, pull the yarn, and yarn over, pull through 1 and 1. I used to pull through 1 and 1 loop, not through 2 at the time, because it's easier. And when you work the crab stitch, it's usually to board something, to edge something, so a hat or actually a bag or something else, so you want it to be perfect. So that's why just take your time when you work it, okay? Don't rush. So insert the hook, pull the yarn, yarn over, pull through 1, yeah, and pull through the second one. And again, insert the hook into the next single crochet, pull the yarn, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 1 and pull through 2. I'm working like this. Pull through 1 and 2. Single crochet, reverse, 1 and 2. Okay, so insert the hook into the single crochet, pull the yarn through it, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and normally we pull through 2, but in this case it's easier if you pull through 1 at the time. So yarn over, pull through 1 and the second one. Okay, so can you see what am I doing here? Yes, you can. Okay, I will show you just one more time. Pull through 1 and 1. Okay, so continue on like this, so you will have a nice edge of for your bag. I almost finished with my crab stitch. I just want to show you how to finish actually a round with the crab stitch. So I worked my last one into the last single crochet, and now I want to work over the first one. Yes, over the first one, like this. Okay, and now I will cut the yarn and like this, and it's almost invisible. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is what we have for now, and now we want, this is the upper part. We can also put the handle, but first of all we want to join the bottom part, and to join the bottom part I will switch to a 4mm hook, and I will work only with 1 strand of yarn. Okay, not 2 but 1 only. Okay, so now I have here my bottom part, and with this part, of course, I want to join together the bottom part and the stripe. Now, there are 3 actually possibilities. You can just sew it on the wrong side, of course. You can join it with the slip stitch, or with the slip stitch on the wrong side or on the front side, on the right side, and I'm working on the right side actually because I like it like as a border. Or you can work it on the right side, and this is the one that I will choose, and work with join it with single crochet. And now let us see. Insert the hook somewhere into the back loop only of one of the single crochet, and here back loop only, and join the yarn. And this is of course the first step. And now, or maybe better, the tail, let it inside. Okay, and insert the hook into one, and work one single crochet. I said I'm working with the single crochet, so one and one on one side. And I decided for the single crochet, but as I said, and the right side, so I will have also a nice border at the end. This will be really nice, so will be part of the design too, design of the bag too. Okay, so I will single crochet together. Can you see it? It's really nice, the bottom and the upper part. So actually this is, oops, a little bit difficult. This is back loop, okay? So try not to skip any single crochet. It's very important because we have 90 on one side, 90 on the other side, so the same number of stitches. And if we go on like this, must be really perfect. Okay, just go on and work your joining line. Okay, if you think it's too difficult, you can just sew it on the wrong side, or work on the wrong side, as I said before, the slip stitch. So actually instead of single crochet you just slip stitch. So you can choose one of these three possibilities, or maybe you will find the fourth one. I don't know. Okay, so that's it. This is actually how it looks, and as I said, I really like. And I just go on with my joining line, and of course I will be back for the last things that I want to show you. So actually how to put the handle, and yes, okay, like this. One loop on one side, one loop on the other side, the same stitch, one and one. Okay, now I will be back when I will finish all around. So my bag is almost ready. Here it is, the border, and it's really perfect for what actually I want. I already put the drawstring too, because I actually worked just a chain, long chain with 4 strands of yarn, so 4 together this time. So if you work only with a strand of yarn, one yarn, you can put 2 or 4 together, 3 together, so to obtain a nice drawstring, just training. And the last thing that I want to do, of course, is to put the handle. For this, I just want to be very sure that I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yes, it's here, one side, And on one side I actually let a little bit of yarn when I finished to work the handle, so now I am happy I can use it. I have here the yarn and I just want to put it like this. And now into the stitch here. Just you have of course to work it very, very nice and tight. You know the handle is very important, a very important part of the bag, and we don't want to, okay, to have some problems to lose the bag on the street because our handle is not well enough. So okay, and on the back side of course I will make some knots. Just to be sure. And I will lose the yarn here, of course, on the back side, on the wrong side, sorry. Okay, now that's it. I will sew the other part, and this is my bag ready. So I'm really happy with the results, so you hope you will like it too. You like my idea. And I must say, just want to show you both of them. I must say, can you see they are not perfectly identical, because as I said, there are some differences, but I don't know, I think this is the prettier. What do you think about it? I think this. So from my point of view, the remake actually is better than the original. So I wait for your comments. I am really curious of your choice, and hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Hope you like my idea of this bag, and see you at the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe for other tutorials, crochet tutorials.